Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting to learn about serine. Yeah, I also learned about serine very recently, but we didn't work on that. And can you please list a few IL with high specific heat? Well, uh, we know that you can tune the various properties. If you would like to have a viscosity higher, we go for acetate kind of anions. If you want viscosity lower, we can go for a triflate kind of. This is well known, similar to the heat capacity. So we believe that triflate, I'm not recalling as of now, but one of I&E, what do you call, industrial and engineering chemical research paper I myself published, but I'm not recalling the data now, where you can have a clear idea of which kind of ions will contribute more for heat capacity. It is there. What is the next? Reaction workup with IL and issue and industrial scale. Well, I myself showed the book by what do you call, we have seen that book where so many applications are there, industrial scale, 28 pilot, and now in the scale. Of course, there was a talk that it is very difficult that this field will go to the industry, but now it is not the case. Mark Shiflett clearly showed that there are so many applications have been gone and still going. How is the cost of the ionic liquid compared with other? Okay, let me share my screen again and show you one slide where a researcher published in PCCP. Yeah, this is this slide. When you go for very large scale synthesis at the industrial scale, they told 1.25 times of the raw materials. So that is the lowest cost they have seen, and they have shown in this paper from, in fact, Tom Welton and Hallett are the authors here. The cost of triethyl ammonium hydrogen sulfate and 1-methyl, I'm not sure whether you are able to see where I am reading. This is around $1.24, $1.2 per kilogram. And comparatively to acetone and ethyl acetate, which is around $1.3 per kilogram. So it is feasible, but not all. But most of the ionic liquids are expensive, that is known. And but you can choose. And when you go for very large scale, the overall equation, if I recall correctly, 1.25 times of the raw material you can synthesize ionic liquid. Well, what you said, largely true. Ionic liquids are expensive, but not all. Where is the Q&A now? Yeah. Is there any solvent selection guide, life cycle assessment? Very few groups have been presented this in the green chemistry itself, early green chemistry itself, the life cycle of few ionic liquids. I remember the journal name, that is the green chemistry, but I am not recalling exact year. It might be about not so long ago, but 7-8 years ago. It is there for a couple of ionic liquids. They have provided entire life cycle, not only for ionic liquids, also for some of the organic solvents, which is not very much different. What are the main parameters to consider in hybrid ionic liquid and solvent systems? See, there are one or two things one has to remember. When you mix ionic liquid in solvent or a solvent in ionic liquid, solutes identity will not remain as it is. We are altering their own parameters also, be it a polarity or be it what you call dissociation constant or viscosity or other parameters. So one has to really look systematically what parameters will help to boost or to take reaction towards the product side. So in that way, you can tune the properties, mostly polarity, dissociation constant, and thermal properties like heat capacity or transport properties like viscosity are the crucial one. Can you explain more about serine solvent? No, I'm not, sorry. I don't know much about that other than what I put in the slide. Please cite example of use of green solvent on commercial scale for API synthesis. I'm not sure. I'm not getting exactly what the question is. Green solvent for commercial scale, that I showed the process, but I didn't put the exact ionic liquid what they are using. But you can go to that. That no more. It's under confidential or patent. It's they are published, so you can look at that in the site, or the book of Mark Shiflett will help you, where clearly which application, which industry is using what ionic liquid they have mentioned. Are they how low toxics? Okay, generally people say collenium based or which has the solvent itself is a biofriendly or the nature derived, or we call the close to the nature, either that way or collenium one. But this is also thumb rule. One has to study the toxicity. You cannot stamp that all ionic liquids are green, or you cannot stamp that all ionic liquids are maybe toxic or maybe costly. This is a very vast field. So you cannot generalize. One has to go into the deeper and work towards to tell anything about that. So toxicity, of course, one has to do toxicity profile, either cow, octanol water partition coefficient, or IC50, then only will I have one. But the thumb rule, if both the reactant used for the synthesis of ionic liquid or all the reactant used for the synthesis of ionic liquids are eco-friendly, likely to be your product also be eco-friendly. Which is better, ionic liquid or deep eutectic solvent? Or okay, or both are what you call the sisters. They are all belongs to the same class. Molten salts, we'll say in a deep eutectic solvent we say hydrogen bond donor and hydrogen bond acceptor, and there are many applications of DES where IL were not good, but DE is also facing similar problems like what IL research is facing. One, viscosity. Cost may not be in terms of DES that much an issue, but still one has to address more than the toxicity or the viscosity or the cost. One has to work towards circularity or the reusability or the recyclability. If you can't recycle or you can't pure again, that's okay. But can you reuse or you put it in the system again and again? If that is addressed, the circularity part, probably all this can be automatically addressed, the cost and other things. No, I was not planning to talk about DS at all. And somebody is unhappy that I didn't talk on DS. We just started working on DS. We are not, we have, of course, we do have some work on DS. DS are good. They are also coming up well. And well, let me know where to stop, because this looks like going on.
Yeah, Professor Gardas, you may take
Yeah,
2 or 3 more questions, and then
yeah,
we can request the audience to communicate you via email for the unanswered questions.
no problem.
Yeah.
Can you comment on the toxicity of ionic liquids? I hope I have already commented. Somebody was telling, can ionic liquid be, say, green? I already answered that it's a large class of compounds. We cannot generalize. And of course, you may say ionic liquids are green, but the synthetic part and the starting materials, so entire life cycle we need to understand before saying anything or generalizing that one. Sugar-based solvents or DES, are they more green compared to ionic liquid? I'm not sure. Maybe what we call natural deep eutectic solvents, people are working in NADES or sugar-based or collenium-based, might be or may not be. I'm not sure. We can't comment or we can't generalize like that. Is ionic plastic crystal or ionic liquid crystal considered as IL? Well, the definition has been always, earlier we said anything around room temperature is liquid, or what you call the salt liquid around room temperature can be called as ionic liquid. But later on, even those ionic liquids having melting point above 100 degrees Celsius, now we are considering as ionic liquids. So the definition is expanding. But if you are asking ionic liquid crystals can be considered as ionic liquid or not, it's a debatable. Maybe you can still hold that ionic liquid crystal word only. There are so many ionic liquids, we say liquid, but they are solid at room temperature. Tom Welton wrote, more a comment than a question. It is really good to see high quality physical measurement being added to our knowledge of ionic liquids. It is only with this that ionic liquids will be able to meet their potential for application. Yeah, I agree. And across the globe, many research groups working, and now we call it's generation wise. If you see, when I was a postdoc, we used to call the first generation is over, where we were considering only physical properties, then chemical properties, then the third generation is biological properties. Now we are talking all together task specific ionic liquids, and I see the future will be the reverse designing, where you put input parameters, all kind of properties, physical, chemical, biological, and then do back calculation, maybe through artificial neural network or other computational techniques. I'm not expert in computational, but I see that this is not very far. And you can come up with the combination of ions, and then you see which combination will give you suitable liquid with this task specific, all kind of properties, physical, chemical, and biological. So we can take it for the application, and then we will work towards the circularity or the recyclability. I think this field has a good future ahead. Well, let me stop here. If
Okay, Professor
more questions,
yeah,
you can please write to me. I'll be happy to answer.
so
DES-based ABS, somebody wrote, we tried. The DES-based ABS are not so popular, or whatever the reason. See, in IL-based ABS, we need to prove both ions, cation and anions, are moving together, and that needs lot of experimental evidences. However, somehow DES-based ABS didn't, people tried. We also tried, and many research group tried, but it's not working, not promising for separation as compared to IL. ILs are much better.